Greetings. Welcome to another day on Autoforge development. It was a short day, did not get a lot of work done, just, sometimes that happens. So it'll be a quick little update. We did make some progress though. A very important one is that we got the game actually compiling and running. We have a lot of issues here on the side from Lua where it's like some things are not being initialized that it kind of is expecting. Right now we don't have any actual like entities or anything, sprites, whatever, being drawn on the screen. We just have this simple little FPS. So we can see that we have all of the frames. So that's good. And yeah, besides that, we kind of just continue to explore what the entity manager will look like, what the entity component, that whole component-based system is going to be structured since it is the foundation for the game engine. We're getting very close to being done where we actually have the game doing that. We don't see any of that on the screen, but we do actually have it, so it's loading up our data path, and this all happened from before, and I'll go over this sometime soon. I'll kind of review how that's all working. And then we're getting our entity manager and creating a pudding, which is a prefab. We have that defined here where we can provide a prefab name and it will get the entity belonging to that prefab and create a copy of it and then return that. And so this is kind of just really a helper function to call this function here. And so it is properly creating this instance. We have somewhere here register components that will go through and register all of our C++ components to the entity manager, and at some point we need to actually have Lua do that as well. So that kind of little foundation of entity manager, creating entities, attaching components to those entities, that's working. And so now we're going to just continue to kind of push that forward and also get the other aspects of the game engine working, since I tore out a lot of that, including things like, systems, like how are systems going to work. That's probably what I'll be working on next. There's world components, which we're housing a lot of the data for systems. I'm not sure if we're going to keep something like that or move that data back into the systems. And then there's the more or somewhat more game specific stuff like tiles or automata that we need to kind of get working in this new world that doesn't use the world and the world component and instead is using systems and the entity manager and so on. So yeah, that's about it for today. So again, if you have any insight into how these videos could be more just helpful, educational, please feel free to say so in the comments. If you have any questions about how something's working, you're more than welcome to ask, and I'll try to answer that in a subsequent video. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.